What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La, and today we are going to make a bass in the style of Swedish House Mafia, in particular the track called Time. Let's have a little listen to the demo. Cool. So yeah, that's the demo. I got it as close as I could. So yeah, this track in particular stood out to me, and I really liked the bass in it. It just had this really like chunky feel to it, and so yeah, I tried to replicate that in DIVA. So it's broken down into 3 layers. We've got this DIVA layer, stab, and then sub. This here is just going to be the remake that we're going to do underneath. So we're going to remake this layer here. It's like really fat, chunky bass. And then the other layers, I'll just solo them. You could have this where these are together, but I wanted to treat this stab layer a little bit different because I felt like it needed like its own reverb, and it needed a bit of a bigger decay tail and things like that. But essentially it's the same patch as this one here. And then the sub layer is this one. Kind of has this like Reese bass to it because it's kind of moving with an LFO, and that's just a preset from Production Music Live, the pack from Circle 2, and it's the bass called Aftermath, which I covered in the last video depending on when you watch this video. And yeah, so you can watch that video and you'll see how that one's made, and that's just the sub frequencies. So essentially it's broken down into sub, mid, and then a stab, like an upper stab. Cool. So we'll look at the MIDI first and then we'll dive in. So this is the MIDI. We're just playing this nice kind of stabbing pattern throughout, and just basically playing like a progression. I believe the scale is D sharp minor, I think. It looks like it. D sharp minor. So yeah, this is starting on the F and then working up. And then right at the end, it's playing pretty high up, like on the octave above. And then the stabs just play in between that, essentially. So if we just put those together so you can see, and I'll fold them. So you can see that the stabs are just playing the in-between notes there. And that's it. Cool. All right, so let's go to this layer here. We'll just solo it. And I have all this processing on, and I'll keep the processing on, but then just turn it off, and then we'll go through it. So, yeah, this is the patch here. If we just go to presets here, there was a patch that I started from, if I remember which one it was. I think it was in the Circle Sounds Volume 1, and I think it was this Station one. Yeah, and then I would just switch this to this dual DCO. So these modules here, they really have this kind of like dirt and bite to them, and so that's what I wanted. So if we just solo this now with that changed. Yeah, okay, so it's got like two oscillators are being used. You can hear 2 voices are being used. We just want one. So we just have the sawtooth, and then just drop it, get rid of this detuning, drop it down. Yeah, and so the reason I picked this one is because it has the envelopes that I want, the kind of plucky, stabby envelopes on envelope 2, as you can see here. And it also has this velocity modulation as well, so the velocity is modulating the cutoff filter. Some things will change though. We'll just get rid of the resonance. We want it to be quite deep, so we don't want the resonance there. Get rid of the delay, a bit of the reverb, because it is just in the mid frequencies, so it doesn't matter too much to having a little bit of reverb on there. It sounds good, but we can have a pretty small size, so we bring the decay down. So with and without, you'll hear it's like goes into this room, which is nice. So yeah, it's pretty much there. We just add a bit of feedback, get rid of this key tracking, and then we just bring it down a little bit. I think maybe we get rid of a bit of the release. So the original has like, it feels like it has no release on it at all. It's very abrupt, and we'll just kind of play with these envelopes now to get it right. Maybe a tiny bit of release. And yeah, essentially all we want is just this kind of quick bursts of sound, essentially coming in and then fading out straight away. We want it in mono, and we want to add some voices. You can play around with these stacks here, and it does change the tonality quite a bit because you're stacking these 8 voices by however many you put. And so with those voices, they go through some detune amounts and voice drift and things like that. And these voices are all slightly off from each other, so it's going to give it a bit of an analog feel, and it's going to make the sound feel a little bit different each time. And that's what's cool about DIVA. So I'm going to stack this by 4. It goes really loud. We'll just turn it down. Yeah, and we are pretty much there. I think all that needs to be done is the processing afterwards.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested DIVA presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full DIVA preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.
So I'm going to turn this on, and then I'll go through it. So we just have an EQ cut. So this is a mid bass, so we just want the mid frequencies here. We don't want the sub, and then you're just tidying it up with this additional EQ here. The amp is to add this little bit of bite. I'll just turn this on and off. Or I'll turn this other stuff off so you can really hear the difference. Yeah, it just adds this like bite to it, which is what we want. And then we got the glue compressor. So just emphasizing the transient, because we're letting a lot of the sound come through with a loose attack. And then we're just making up the gain that we've lost there. And then some sidechain compression to the kick. Standard stuff. And then we have another EQ after, just to tidy up. And then a limiter just to control the overall volume, and also to kind of fatten it a little bit. Only a few dBs of gain reduction, and you just set the ceiling to where you want it to be. So say if your kick is at minus 6 dB, maybe you want this bass to be at minus 8 dB. So it's relative to the kick, so it's going to be a few dB quieter than the kick, and the kick's going to stand out a bit more. So let's have a listen now, see what that sounds like with everything. Just turn it down a bit. Yeah, I think it's almost there. You can, what other things that you can do is just like, it feels like it needs just a slight change to it, and so we can change some of these modules, because they do change the character a bit, and we'll use them so they're kind of all in this this bite mode, because it does add a bit of something. We just need to adjust for the changes, open it up a little bit more. Yeah, I'll leave these as they are. I'm not sure if I'm really feeling. I think I want some more the feedback. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds a lot dirtier like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the sound. The other things, as I said before, is just a duplicate of the same patch here, but we just have a little bit of added ring mod here. So this ring mod is modulating the sawtooth and the ring mod together, and then the amp envelope and the envelope 2, so my mind went a bit blank there. Envelope 2, they have just are a little bit bigger on the decay, and there's a bit more sustain, so it's a bit more of an open sound. But you can see everything else is pretty much the same. We have a little bit more reverb, and the size is a little bit bigger, and but that's it essentially. and then the sub I've gone over. The other things in this track, so like just the drums and stuff like that, they're just a couple of loops that I grabbed from Deep Premium Volume 6, which I've been working through myself. I've been really enjoying it. Some really good drums in there and just cool sounds, and so yeah, I wanted to use them in this little demo here. So yeah, that is it, guys. If you want us to cover any other sounds, then let us know in the comments. Just to let you know, we tried to cover sounds that are going to be known by a lot of people. So like if it's like a popular sound, if you're picking something very specific, like a small section of a track that not that many people know, it's not that likely that we'll cover it, just because we're trying to build the channel as quick as we can, or as good as we can. So we're trying to pick popular sounds. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this one, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested DIVA presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full DIVA preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.